Good morning, everyone, and happy Sunday Fun Day, February 5th, 2023. I had to show you what I've done to yet another shirt that had idolatry on it. I've turned it inside out, taken that Hollister off, and stitched on, actually, a heart with an X marks the spot. You know, when you really start understanding the magnitude of the lies that this tyrant regime continues to tell, well, you start getting to work. You start reading for yourself in the truth, that'd be my Geneva Bible of 1560, about idolatry. So if you're proudly walking around with whatever on your shirt, it's time you cover that stuff up, because that's not of God either. They're going to tell you it's okay, but I'm going to tell you it's not. And it's as clear as the bell about idolatry in Geneva 1560. So my advice to you is get yourself a copy, start reading for yourself. Go to the back of the book, and there's a couple different tables. You can select what you're looking for. And look for idolatry and start reading up on it. Look for the certain key points that I keep stressing, and that'll get your feet wet on learning the Geneva Bible of 1560. The truth. The whole truth, nothing but the truth. So help me God. Just saying. So, as I'm trying to, and let me preface this with, I took a gift years ago from a super nice guy who has the greatest parents in the world. Big K, love you dearly. He's the one that always wrote, "Take a poop." Thank you for that. Words of wisdom that carried on with me. He bought me a sewing machine because I like to sew. It's something that I could do with my hands, but I could do it at a faster pace. So when I saw the expensive applique sweatshirts, I took a class to learn how to do it. So needless to say, when they embroider, tattoo their name onto their clothing, they don't want it to come off. So after I had snipped and snipped and snipped and snipped and tore, and I used scissors, tweezers, and cuticle nippers to get rid of it. And it left a little bit of Swiss cheese. So I had already decided I was going to do a heart or something. So I start stitching, and when something stops, like the needle came out of the thread, I was like, well, Lord, there's still a big hole. We got to fix that hole. So X marks the spot, and that's where the X came in. 2 more swoops, and I was done. So when you fully surrender to Him, and you let Him lead the way, the sky's the limit. You're not being brought down. You're rising further up, because you keep climbing those rungs of the ladder. So what people think Sunday's a sacred day, well, it's the start of the week. So I have been a busy little bee after enjoying the Sabbath. That's what He wants us to do. And the 7th day we rest. Today is not the 7th day. Look it up in your dictionary if you want clarity. So, for those of you that have gone to a house of worship and you have donated your tithes, why don't you ask them what your tithes are used for? And what are you getting in return? They're going to tell you that is to carry on that house of worship that you may or may not attend, pay their salaries, and no disrespect. None, please don't take any disrespect. There are many churches. That church in Atlanta, Georgia is exquisite, and I felt God's presence there. But I have to ask, what are your tithes giving back to you? Is it that message that you hear? Well, then so be it. But not for 1 second think that those tithes are a free pass into heaven. not about the money. Never was. But that's what everybody keeps getting drawn to. That's why these pilots are out there. And I have yet to see one today because today's their sacred day. Worshipping that darn devil. So thus far I haven't seen any chemtrails out. And if you watch nature, they'll tell you, don't come out. Keep yourself inside. And you can still get the sun that you need. Hence it's blazing in this window through the window. You know, they want to tell you it's all poison to you. Well, about that poison, they're spraying in the air. About that poison, they're putting in our foods. Don't you dare tell me the sun is bad for me, because I'll call you a bold-faced liar right to your face. Come knocking at my door and tell me the voice of truth isn't sitting in front of you. Tell me I won't bring out the truth in you. You'll be squirming, and your demons can't handle my light shining so darn bright. You have to put on your shades. It's super duper fun being on this side of the fence. So feel free to start taking care of your idolatry in your household. Start getting rid of it and having fun with it. I mean, hey, that's the way I looked at it, even though I was madder than a hornet's nest trying to take this embroider out, because let me tell you, Hollister, which I never cared for that company. I now know why. They don't want their branding to come off. They had that stitched on, double stitch, triple stitch, quadruple stitch. I don't even know how many times it was stitched. But I'm telling you right now, I saw the daylights out of it because it was coming off. I wasn't leaving a trace. The only trace it was going to be was a little bit of brokenness that we all carry with us daily. And I have rid myself of the chains of bondage from that dang tyrant regime that has been brainwashing me, you, and everyone else on this planet. So when you break them chains and you lift up your arms to him and open up your heart, it's a whole new world. So remember, God is love. Jesus loves you. And so do Hannah and I. Love to all bunches and bunches. Bye now.